Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome to Russ Can't Fly. I got to get it back to basics.
Perfect.
Okay, so before I go over to the airport and handle my business, you know I gotta do my favorite part of the video. Believe it or not, this is my favorite part because I get to reach out to all of you guys who are supporting this effort, and it is just as important as the flying stuff because without you, there would be no flying stuff. So I want to give some subscriber shout outs. My first subscriber shout out is to Davey Z TV. Davey Z, sorry for the delay. Thank you for letting me know that you're a subscriber and I hadn't given you a shout out. And anybody else who has subscribed to the channel and I have yet to give you a subscriber shout out, just let me know in the comments and I'll definitely give you one in a future video. But Davey Z, thank you for subscribing. I also want to give a subscriber shout outs to Tybo's 8 or Tybo's S8. Ben, what's up, family? Ben is an actual certified flight instructor. That is so dope. Welcome to my journey. I'm definitely going to be following you, brother. Thank you for your subscription to my journey. Hopefully I get my ticket soon. So Engine, thank you for subscribing. Garfield Humphreys, Alex Carver, Garrick 266, Mark Owens, and Geiselman. Again, if I mispronounce names, I am sorry. Charge it to my head, not my heart, like my grandmama would say. Gray Stripes 2, Max Maldino Trap, Maxi Maldino Trap, and Zach Mason. Thank you guys all for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. I do. And even if I might butcher names like Geiselman and Maxim Maldino Trap, even though I might butcher the names, I really do appreciate people following me on this journey. It means a lot. And that's why I give these subscriber shout outs, because you are the reason why this channel is moving in the direction that it is, and it's reaching out to people. And the one thing I love is that, you know, people who used to fly are watching these things and it's getting their juices flying again. So to my brother from Oklahoma, you know who I'm talking to. Time to get back in the cockpit, baby. Anyway, let me get to the airport. Let's get out of here. Back to basics. Mama asked me how was my flight training going, and I told her it's going good, but one of the things I know I have to do, back to basics. All right, to the airport. Let's go get it. Clear prop. Nobody behind us, nobody's to the side, no kids running around that we're gonna kill. Just turn the master on. That's Sierra for the win, baby. Wings traffic center 9, Cessna 91 Quebec Sierra, taxiing from the upper ramp for runway 24 wings. All right, heading indicator is moving freely, ball is opposite, and compass is moving freely as well. So, just as the title says, this is about going back to basics. Really just going back to the basics, but not basics the way you think about it. Not basics in terms of flying. I'm not going to start from the beginning because that's not what I want to do. I want to be progressing and moving forward from this point. No, I'm going back to my basics in terms of the joy that I have for flying, the excitement that I feel, the energy that it gives me, the sense of fulfillment and life-affirming parts of it. That's what I'm going back to. Rather than being like stressed out and just completely feeling overwhelmed and I can't do this and it's just too much and, you know, there's just not enough time and I still got a lot of stuff I need to do, you know, work-wise, family-wise, all of that kind of stuff. I'm going back to the basics of what drove me to do this in the first place. And, you know, aside from the good Lord just, you know, putting this in front of me, but the other part is just the sheer joy I get in being able to manipulate controls in this tin can with an engine hanging off of it and go 3 to
6,000 feet above the Earth's surface. I mean, that is just so exhilarating. So I'm going back to that. I'm finding my joyous space and just enjoying the journey and trusting the process. So that's what this flight lesson is all about, doing basics and just being glad that I get to do this another day. All right, let's get to it.
All right, let's go up to the hold short line here. Close this window. All right, last check. So flaps are up, mixture is full, rich fuel tank is on both. Trim is set for takeoff. Let's light her up. Lights are on. Primer is locked. Don't see anybody on the feed coming on final. Don't hear anybody on the radio. The field is clear, and we're ready to go. Fellas, ready?
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right, let's do this. Wings traffic, Cessna 901, Quebec Sierra, departing runway 24, right turn out to the north-northwest, wings. 3,600 feet for runway 24. Takeoff roll is usually about 15 for Quebec Sierra. All right.
But I'm in here, so it's a bit heavier.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind the whole time. All right.
Gotcha. All right, let's line this up. Got 2-4 on the heading indicator, 2-4 on the compass. I see 2-4 before me. Heels to the floor, full power, right rudder. Engine instruments are in the green. Oil temp, all pressure, suction, all look good. Airspeed is alive. Rotation speed, and rotate. Pitching for VY.
Now for my non-pilots out there, there are various V speeds. Best angle, best rate, stall speeds, they're all called V speeds. And so when I said pitching for VY, there's a specific speed, and in this plane, 68 knots is the best rate of climb. So that's what I'm talking about. And I am verbalizing this because I'm gonna want the designated pilot examiner to know exactly what I'm doing at all phases.
Right.
When you're ready to turn, you can go to, let's go 340 and then up to 3,000.
340 up to 3,000. Wings traffic, Cessna 901 Quebec Sierra, right turn out to the north-northwest, last call, wings.
My controls here real
Your
quick.
controls.
I want to put those foggles on, yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Okay, got the foggles.
Get your bearings, you ready?
Yep.
Alright, your controls?
My controls.
Your controls. Alright. Can you give me left turn 270?
Left turn 270.
Okay, so it's been a minute since I've shown one of these maneuvers or things that I need to do to be prepared for my check ride, but flying with foggles. So as you can see, these weird looking glasses basically covers the majority of my eye, and I can basically see like through the bottom just enough to see the instruments. Now, of course, this doesn't qualify me to be an instrument rated pilot, not even close. But what it does is teaches me how to use my instruments in the event that something unfortunate happens. If I flight plan enough, it shouldn't happen, but you know, things are crazy. So you don't want to get up there and not know how to depend on your instruments. So I thought I would fly. I thought I would put this part of my training session in there because it's been a while. I'll show you, I'll put up my flying with foggles video that explains more of this type of flying up, so you'll see it pop up above. But I thought I would just put this in there for fun because this is part of being back to basics, is being able to trust my instruments in the event that something, some bad weather comes up.
Alright. Remember those unusual attitude things?
Yeah.
You good if I do unusual? Yeah.
Departing the pattern.
Alright, what is it? My controls here.
Your controls.
What is it? How do you do the unusual attitudes? What do I usually say?
Yeah, so what I'm looking for is if I'm in the blue, power through, and the brown, power down.
Sounds good to me. Alright, head down, eyes closed.
This is unusual attitudes recovery. I still have my foggles on, so I'm only going to be able to see my instruments, but I have my eyes closed and my head down. And once my CFI gives the control of the plane back to me, I have to recover quickly.
Alright, your controls.
My controls. In the blue, power through.
Level the wings.
Since I had a nose up attitude and my attitude indicator was showing that I was in the blue, I had to add power, get the wings level, and recover. And I did pretty good. And so you can see, he said, my CFI said it works for him. And we went into another one just to check.
Works for me. Alright, my controls.
Your controls.
Short final runway 3.
So again, my head is down, my eyes are closed, my CFI is doing some turns to the left, turns to the right, going up, going down. And, you know, I did this before, and I remember if my CFI hadn't helped me, we would have crashed. But, you know, this time I really understood what to see and do when I looked at my attitude indicator and my vertical speed indicator, and I recovered nicely.
Your controls.
My controls. In the brown, power down.
Start that power back.
And look at my speed.
Okay, so it's time for what used to be the dreaded power on stall, which I could not stand in these daggone Cessnas. Because as soon as I would add power, of course I had to add a lot of right rudder to keep the plane from veering to the left, which is part of the left turning tendencies when you add a lot of power for all my non-pilots. But the thing that freaks me out, and you'll see in this power on stall, you're basically pretending like you're climbing out on a takeoff and you have too aggressive and your angle of attack is too aggressive, your nose is too high. And so on a takeoff, this is real dangerous because if the wing stalls, you could you basically crash back down to the ground, or even worse, you get into a stall spin because you're not coordinated and the plane flips over and you crash. And so this is the practice recovering from that. And so I used to dread these, but I don't do too bad on this one.
Alright, looking for 55.
Very good.
Alright. Carbeat off, full power. Right rudder.
As you can see, we're starting a real aggressive angle of attack. The nose is going skyward, and we're waiting for the stall. And basically, it means just that. The plane stops flying. The wings stop producing lift, and the nose is gonna drop. In 3, 2, 1.
Wings level.
Establish a climb. Right? When is this gonna happen? You're going around, taking off. You're low to the ground. Just gotta get away.
Yeah.
Alright, you can level off here.
You can see that didn't go too bad, and I used to struggle with that. I mean, power on stalls used to just freak me out. That whole, nose high attitude, high angle of attack, high powered engine screaming, brother wasn't feeling that at all. And it used to be this right wing dip thing that it felt like it was trying to do. It was like it was trying to go into a spin, so I was feeling none of that, but did very, very well on this maneuver. Definitely felt more comfortable and not as frightened of it, and the recovery was actually easier. So those maneuvers are coming, and I just kind of have to keep practicing. So now here's something that you haven't seen in a while: a good old-fashioned engine out. Now what do? The engine is no longer working. It has stopped working. All right, you got to get on the ground, because remember, takeoffs are voluntary, landings are mandatory. All right, so let's see how this plays out.
Just
St. Mary's traffic, 6
Roger.
Bob, left,
Alright.
1 St. Mary's.
So, pitch for best glide here.
Archer 2527 uniform. He's on final for runway 16. This is going to be a full shot show.
I've got my runway. I'm gonna land on this runway
What's
here.
best glide?
Best glide is 68.
Okay, so you can see I should be doing some troubleshooting here. I should be going through a checklist. I should be doing some things, and I'm not doing much of anything.
There's power in right now. Oh yeah, no power. No power.
Thursday, you got to wake up.
Yeah, it's like the engine's out.
To 1,000 exit to the east central.
First thing you should do on this is that, right?
Right. Okay.
RV first. RV first.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna check my mixture because I got.
Before you do all that stuff, so carby first, right? You have your spot to land. Which direction are you gonna land?
I'm gonna land this way.
All right. Why'd you choose that?
Because, well, so I'm remembering at Wings we took on. Well, I mean I could. Well, it's variable.
Now you gotta make a decision, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you decide is fine.
Yeah.
But just make a decision.
All right. So got a little time. So I'm doing checking my mixture, doing my fuel tank switching, see if that helps. Looking for the primer, see if that helps. Carb heat, and checking the mags, see if and even checking the checking the master to see if I can feed that off. But no dice. All right, so. Alright, so mixture's full, rigs, fuel selector lock, primer's lock, magnetos check.
So you're landing that way?
Yeah.
There's traffic. Cessna 9 with here is about 2 miles to the north. Cement engine out at 2,400 feet for runway 10.
Alright, so I'm gonna maintain best glide 7,700 on the squawk. 121.5. Mayday, mayday, mayday. 901 Quebec Sierra, engine out. Over the Pottstown Airfield. Emergency landing.
Sussex traffic, we do have a couple parachutes over.
Alright, so I need you to open your door. I'm gonna open my door.
Right before you land. You don't need to open it now.
Okay.
Traffic, second 50 is fine. That's something for runway 3.
Be careful. For this, the ELT, you have to turn it on from the back there. Is there any way in the front here that you can turn it on?
There's no remote switch, right?
No.
Then, yeah, upon
landing, just turn it on.
Well,
I guess it doesn't even matter.
if you land, it's fine. If you land hard, it'll go off.
That's true.
If you're out in the wilderness somewhere, you could crawl back there and pull it out and take it with you.
And I'm going to do a second notch of flaps and keep it there.
Here is traffic, Cessna 9 Quebec here is a left base, runway 10, cement engine out, Heritage.
You're good. I don't see anybody down there.
Okay, so I got real flustered with, going through the checks, like the mags, the mixture, the fuel tanks. This is all in an effort to try to get the engine restarted. I got to get quicker at that. That's just got to be much quicker and much more automatic, and I've got to make a quicker decision on where I'm going to land.
Your speed, you have 20 degrees of flaps in, right?
Right.
Having traffic, Cessna 50 turning left base, runway 3. Having.
Here is traffic, Cessna 9 Quebec here is a final 10, cement engine out.
Are you actually gonna land on it?
What?
Are you gonna land?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I don't know. I didn't know if you do or not.
If it's stable. Pretty stable to me.
I'm concerned I'm getting this airplane on the ground because I want to be able to say the engine goes out and I get to this place that I can land this and be safe. That's the whole point.
Shut it really fast. You just go around.
Queen City traffic.
Alright. Carb heat out.
To the west, inbound for landing.
Full power.
Cedar Crest Hospital. Queen City.
I would have put those 30 degrees of flaps in to slow you down a little bit more, right? Because you had them.
So as you can see, that whole engine out was a little shaky. And I need some work there in terms of getting better to the troubleshooting time. I had some time to troubleshoot, so I should have, once I got to my best glide, I had picked my place to land. Now it's time to troubleshoot because I had an opportunity to maybe get the engine started back up and maybe, just land normally. The other thing that was kind of interesting about this is that I think I lucked into flying a pattern. I should have landed like the other way, actually. Runways where we were at Pottstown are 10 and 2.8. Now remember, we took off at 2.4 at wings. That's what the wind. So there was really no wind. So it was like, my choice. But if I took off at 2.4, 2.8 may have been the better runway. However, the better decision would have been to land on 10, given the fact that there was really no wind, because landing on 10 was a normal pattern. I flew a downwind, a crosswind, and a final. If I would have chosen 2.8, then I would have had to lose a lot of altitude. I would have had to do spirals down or a slip into landing, and there's just a lot that could go wrong. So the better decision would have been to land on 10, but I didn't go through it like that in terms of thinking through the procedure and getting to a better decision that, ultimately, I did make the right decision, but I didn't use the logic that I'm now explaining that, would have made some sense. So as you can see, the engine out stuff is a little rough. Still need to work on that a little bit because, if the engine goes out, you got to get it on the ground, and luckily I was close enough to an airport and I could do that. All right, so let's get back to wings and be done and, live to fly another day. But this was back to basics, and this was part of, getting back into the normal course of training. All right, back to wings.
Center line. So we're going back up to the.
Okay, so all these flights do take a lot out of you. The thing that is crazy about flying is it is such a mental exercise. Your brain is just calculating all these different things. You're trying to feel and see and all that kind of stuff. I'd imagine that after a while, you just get to feel it, like driving. You just know what you're doing. Or like riding my motorcycle. I just know what gear I'm in because I can hear what the engine is doing and I see how fast I'm going. So I'm hoping to get there with my flying. But I'm making progress. I can feel that, this stuff isn't as scary. I'm not as intimidated. And I'm not as fearful as performing like I was before. I was going to take my check ride and I just really didn't feel like I was prepared. I definitely feel like I'm putting in the necessary works, going back to the basics to get ready to make this happen. So, what a fantastic journey. And I am so glad you guys are on it with me. Now, for anybody who has not subscribed to the channel, I would ask that you do so. I definitely appreciate all the people who have subscribed thus far. And thank you for being on this journey with me. Eventually, some of you folks are going to be flying with me, I hope. And that'll just bring a full circle, because that's the plan. Get my license and start reaching out to subscribers across the country and say, hey, Russ can fly and so can you. So at any rate, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't done so, please hit the thumbs up. And again, please subscribe to the channel. I would be most appreciative. All right, take care. Russ Kid, Russ can fly. I'm out. See ya.